Hello, amigos. That's cute. Hello, amigos. Hello, amigos. This is gonna be a tough one. No. By the way, guys, this shirt that I'm wearing right now is on my Depop, so if you want to buy it, buy it. If you don't, then don't. Here I am, Abigail, or Abs. Not Abby. You guys are in for a treat. Storytime channel? I don't know. I've been quarantined for like the past 3 months. I don't know. I've been watching a lot of YouTube and I've been like seeing a lot of people do YouTube videos and like blah blah blah. And I'm an actress. I live in New York City. No, I'm bored and I'm not saying I'm in a YouTube channel because I'm bored. I kind of did. But I'm hoping it works out, you know? Whatever. We'll see. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. This is kind of better. I'm doing this on an iPhone, so here we are. So I was thinking I'm gonna do this first video as like a storytime video because that's what I like to watch on YouTube. I like to watch Haley Reese, I like to watch Loie Lane, I like to watch Andrew TMI. They talk about like spooky stuff, gets me more in touch with the spiritual realm, but I'm not gonna be talking about spirits and ghosts and stuff. Not today. What I am gonna be talking about today is my first job ever. Yes, my first job ever, which actually wasn't that far from where I'm actually sitting right here, right now. My first job ever was after I graduated college. I graduated January 2018, moved back with my dad, who was living in Colorado at the time. Is that where I went? Yeah, it was a long time. Okay, anyway, I do get distracted pretty easily, and like, I am kind of like a hyper. I just did my makeup. Keep doing that. Where was I? Came back to New York. First apartment. I'm still in my first apartment ever. I'm moving soon, but I'm gonna miss it so much. This is not the room that I actually moved into first. I moved into the room downstairs, which this apartment, now that I'm talking, I already can like do other story times about this apartment. And I had to get a job. Like, I had never had a job like in my life. It is what it is. I'm blessed. But like, it was hard because I didn't have a resume, and like, I lived in New York City. Like, who the heck is gonna hire some girl without a resume? Some like random with an actor degree, like, hey, can entertain ya. Actually, a lot of people will, and you can fake your resume. You can fake your resume. Has anybody ever thought of that? All I knew how to do was make an acting resume, okay? So, Chipotle doesn't care that I was in 42nd Street as a dime girl. They don't care. Checked out the places in the area. I found this one place that I really, really vibed with, and I really liked it a lot. Right around the corner, it's a Mexican joint. I went with my roommate and we got margaritas. It was a Friday night and there was mariachi band. It was lit. I was like, oh my God, yeah. I love the Mexican culture. I love all types of Spanish culture. And who the hell doesn't like Mexican food? I wanted to work there, okay? I really, really, really wanted to work there. When I want something, I go get it. I'm gonna get it. So, yeah. I didn't get it right away, but I got to know the manager. His name was, let's call him John. So I got to know John, and I was like, okay, he seems pretty cool. Left my number, blah, 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 blah. He said that he wasn't hiring, but be hiring in the summer. So I was like, hey, well, it's definitely not the summer. So I'm just gonna have to keep looking, and hopefully he'll get back to me eventually. I was messaging every single person that I could to get a job, like the fire department. So anyway, yeah, I messaged a lot of people, managers, coffee shops, anything I could, retail. I I needed a job. So finally this German restaurant reaches back to me, and I'm not surprised that the German restaurant reached back to me because I told them I lived in Germany for like 2 years, and I did, but I was like, I could barely speak English. So those 2 years that I lived in Germany, but it counts. So I do know a lot about, more than the average girl, American girl. Yet I don't know anything about German culture. So yeah, she hired me. That was really like that wasn't the best decision, but I was desperate, man. Like, I didn't have a job. I was like, I'm about to learn German just to have a job. They got to wear like cute little outfits. They actually, like, the training was really bad. I had never waitressed in my life, ever. When I was a little girl, I worked with my mom, like, she worked at this like southern restaurant, and I would act like a waitress. Actually, waitressing is like really, really hard, and I have so much respect for waitresses, honestly, and waiters, and anyone in the restaurant industry. Seriously, I have mad respect for you guys. It is so hard to serve people and work in customer service. Human beings are seriously like, oh my gosh. I love human beings. I really do. That's why I'm an actress. Like, become somebody else and like really like think like someone else. Like, it's fascinating. Sorry I didn't bring your lemon. People will get upset over the smallest things, and I mean, I get it. I don't get it, actually. How can you take it out on a stranger? Like, the German restaurant was like, I only worked there for like a week in training. I had a lot more fun like polishing the silverware than actually like waiting on the tables. Maybe I like should have just been a bus girl. Wouldn't have minded that too, because all they did was like all the stuff that everybody else didn't want to do. Best friend's calling me Elena. Oh, I hate ignoring her. There she goes. Just keeps swiping up. She'll understand. The restaurant was just, I kept going. I kept going back and training, and then finally they said they wanted to hire me, and they said they wanted me to close. Like, my first shift, they wanted me to close the restaurant, and I'm like, by myself, close the restaurant. And they're like, yeah, we just, we think it'd be great if you just, try it. Actually, the manager was quite nice, but I mean, it was a weird dynamic. I didn't want to close, like, and like, apartment in Brooklyn is on the other side of Brooklyn. Like, this place was downtown Brooklyn. My apartment, the complete other side of Brooklyn, like diagonal of downtown Brooklyn. And there's no trains. Trains in Brooklyn don't run like that. I mean, there's like a few, but it takes mad long, and like, that's sketchy at night to go by myself all around like freaking Brooklyn, and not that way but that way. If you live in New York, you understand. So like, mostly because like I wasn't used to Brooklyn. I had just moved there, so I haven't really, like, days go by. Then John messages me and he says, hey, can you work? And he's hiring. So I just pull up. I'm wearing all black. I'm wearing something cute. I want this job. Mind you, I had been going back to that place, that Mexican restaurant, as a customer and telling them how bad I want to work. Like, hey, like, remember me? Can't get rid of me because I live right there. Like, I'm gonna get hired. Hire me. In a nice way. They ended up loving me. They were like my family, but until the man. And we'll get to him soon. Went there and he's like, okay, yeah, you're hired, whatever. That was just like, whatever. I do like a little bit of training with this guy named Roberto. Okay, so I do my training with Roberto, and it's lit and it's fun, and he's so sweet, and he's like, oh yeah, you can eat all the chips and guac you want. Oh yeah, you can eat all the salsa and chips that you want. Oh, you want a margarita? Okay. He would sneak me margaritas, and this is like my first job ever, so I'm like, this has to be like the best job ever. Like, it was really fun training day. They even gave me cake. I don't know what the cake was for, but they gave it to me. I felt like I was at home. I really did. I genuinely like felt like I was at home, and I didn't have like I was here by myself in New York. I didn't have home, any family here. So I'll tell you guys about my now New York fam. That'll be other stories. So I quit my other job. Yep. I quit the German restaurant. And I had to tell them, and I felt really, really bad. I was like, damn, like, what do I do? Do I ghost them? No. Because you never ghost people. Don't ghost people. Let's be honest, we've all ghosted people. You're not supposed to ghost people, guys. Don't ghost people. So I didn't ghost them, but I did tell her, like, hey, you know, another opportunity came, something a lot closer to me, so I'm gonna have to, like, let this one pass. And I said something really, really that, like, sounded really, really smart. I'm gonna have to go another direction. I always wanted to say that. I want to say that again, you know? I'm gonna have to go another direction because it's a better direction than that one. I don't know. I went the other direction. I went to, let's call it Mayan Sun. Mayan Sun. That sounds good. I started working at Mayan Sun right around the corner with John as the manager. So it was great. I mean, the first few months, I tell you, I was living my dream. You know, I was genuinely living my dream. I was living in New York City, acting as much as I could, doing student films, having so much fun, and like really collaborating, meeting new people, artists, everything. And working at this great little Mexican restaurant, making margaritas, drinking margaritas, dancing bachata. Life was really great. Still is. And then I don't know how long it was before this man came, but I remember it was Cinco de Mayo. It was Cinco de Mayo 2018, okay? This guy, we're gonna call him, we gotta call him something really, let's call him Boris, okay? Boris. So Boris is this big guy, and he's Mexican, he's from Queens, I think he's from Queens, who knows? He's huge, this like big guy, bro, like he's like a wall. And I'm not like saying he's fat, I'm just giving you like an idea of like what he looked like, okay? So he's bald, Mexican dude, big, from Queens. I just like thinking about this guy really like just, I don't like a lot. I like everyone, you know, I love everyone. I'm somebody who like, I'll find the love and I'll find the good in anyone, anybody, like hands down. I'm all about like spreading love and positivity and like being accepting of everyone. But this dude, this is the only person I've ever had beef with, like real beef. Oh, and I'm a vegetarian. I'm actually pescatarian. Fun fact. Gotta love that shrimp. What did I call him again? See, I can't even remember. Boris. So Boris comes on Cinco de Mayo 2018 just to help out, you know? Because he's a local bartender, you know, in New York City. He's very like good at what he does. He's very good. He's Mexican, so he can vibe with like the vibe. He can speak the language, whatever. It's good. I mean, I thought he was a cool dude. And I was showing him around, you know? He was like, where am I supposed to put this? And I'm like, right there. And then he's like, what am I supposed to do this? He didn't, bruh. He wanted me to lift all the like, in a restaurant, you have like a tray with all of like the cups that you put all the cups in, right? I've only been working at the Mayan Sun for like a few months. Like 2 months, one and a half month. Felt like a long time to me, but it really wasn't that long, you know? I hadn't learned like all the tricks and trades of like bussing tables and like getting all the like the cups and stuff, and like I wasn't that strong, honestly. So yeah, he was like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, take it to the kitchen. Have you never worked in a restaurant before, Boris? So he got the hang of things, and that Cinco de Mayo was like a rough Cinco de Mayo. I spilled probably about 8 drinks, big drink with the beer. Is not the best waitress, But my personality and my love for everybody in the restaurant just radiated, and I just like had so much love for that restaurant, and I had so much love for the people who ran it and the people who owned it, and I had so much respect, guys. That was the last time I saw Boris that summer. He disappeared. I didn't care. I didn't want to see him again. I mean, I didn't think twice about it. He was fine that night. But then I went on vacation. I can't remember how long, and our manager, John, had left. So this was the last week of August, going into September. John had left, telling nobody, and we all loved John. John was the face of Mayan Sun. John was the face of Mayan Sun. Everyone would come in with their grandmother and their sister and cousin and be like, this is John, like he runs this joint, like he's lit, he's the best, he'll give us 50% off. Not really, but like he'll give us some type of discount. You know, he was like that kind of manager. Like if you came, he'd be like, yo, like free shots. Even if it was your first time, he'd be like, free shots if you were nice enough. So John was a really great manager. He was awesome. He would always give us food at the end of the night or whenever we wanted, and he would give us margaritas at the end of the night. Then he left, and that was sad. And I messaged him like, do I still have a job? And he's like, yeah. Like I met my new manager, which was the owner's son, and let's call him Michael. So John left and Michael was there, and Michael was young, we vibed, we're still friends till this day. But I mean, he was only a few more years older than me. Like what, I guess like since he's the owner's son, like he knew like how to run a restaurant. Not really. The kitchen staff are like maybe 3 times your age, 2 times your age. There's something times your age. It didn't work out, and like I kind of like I knew it wasn't gonna work out once Boris returned. So Boris returns because Michael thought it would be a great idea to hire Boris as a bartender. No, honey, it wasn't. Okay? Roberto, he couldn't deal with it. He was like, no, like this is too much. Because of Boris. He's been working here for like 5 years. Had made friends with all the customers. All the customers wanted Roberto as the waiter. Like this was like his home too. He already had like 2 jobs at that. So Roberto quit. He left. He was fed up with it. He went on vacation. He never came back. I know I was definitely like on the edge about like other people, like new people working with us. And like as every like restaurant staffer is, like you don't know who's coming in, and like you don't know who's gonna change that dynamic. So it's like kind of like, no, it's okay, like I'll take care of this. So one of my closest friends till this day, I love her like with all of my heart. So then Ely was hired, and we ended up becoming really, really close. And it sucks because she only worked there for like a few months, and then she kept telling me, you know, I'm gonna quit. I can't do this. Like if he says something to me again, like it's clip, it's over. I was so sad, and like she was like, you know, I quit, blah blah blah. She messaged me some random day, and I was like, you know, like I might, but I hung on. I loved it there so much, guys. I did not want to quit. I wanted him to get fired. I kept messaging the manager, Michael, and I kept telling him like, hey, I don't want to work with him. I don't want to work with him though. So is there a way like I can work on the days that he's not here? And he was like, yeah, sure. You can totally work on the days that he's not here. I went in, he was there. Coincidence? I think not. So I went in there. I had a weird feeling the whole day, like the entire day, right? Didn't want to go to work in the first place, but you know, I was like, you know, I'm gonna make this bread and make money. I'm gonna see everyone in the kitchen. I'm gonna open up. And we open up at like 2, so it's not like you open up late at all or early at all. I'm wearing some like Adidas pants, sweats with like a little black like top. I look super cute. You know, I was bartending. I was supposed to be bartending that day and waitressing just by myself. It's gonna be a slow day. And like, I do everything. I take down all the chairs, wipe down all the tables, put down all of like the napkins and all of the silverware on the napkin, place all the cups on the tables, I place all of the candles on the table, I clean the bar, I clean everything. You know, I removed everything and got the bar ready for people to come in and start ordering stuff. I go in the kitchen and I grab like a crate after like I turned on the margarita machine and like poured all this like stuff in the margarita machine. Go in the kitchen, grab a crate, start like loading sodas, like jarritos. This is like the entrance from like the restaurant to the kitchen. My back is like towards you. I'm getting all the shiz. Right before I turn around, I hear Boris and he goes, "Oh, I didn't know that you were working today." What? I didn't know you were working here today. And he's like, walks away. And I'm like, I'm gonna still, like, since I came into work on time, I'm gonna keep on preparing for the customers. Takes tray into bar, unloads tray. He says, by the way, like, don't you live, like, right around the corner? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna need you to change. Change? Excuse me? You're gonna need me to change? What? This is all in my head, guys. I haven't even said anything back to him. I'm like really confused, guys. Like, I'm just like, you want me to change my clothes? Why? You know what I say to him? I look right at him and I'm like, you know what, Boris? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Boris. Okay, Boris. I'll change. Okay. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I finished my job because I respect and I love the people who work with me other than Boris, the people who own this restaurant. So, I'm gonna finish my job before I leave, right? So I finished my job. Guys, I don't even think I said anything. I was so mad. My adrenaline was like running. I was like, sounds like he didn't, like, asking someone to change, I guess maybe you could say, like, it sounds like maybe he wasn't, like, what he said wasn't that bad. But guys, like, he was not the manager. He was the bartender and waiter. Not just bartender. We had the same job, but because he's a man and because he's older, no. Sorry, sit down, because you cannot tell your coworker to change. Mostly when she came in early, not even on time, because you didn't even come on time. I don't care how far away you live. It doesn't matter. Like, you still have to get there on time. You still have to get there early, not on time, early, so you can open up. I left and I didn't return. I was so angry, guys. I was so angry because it broke my heart. It was like the restaurant was choosing him over me, you know? This makes me sad, like, now that I actually think about it. I called the manager when I left. I call him and he's like, no, go back, or like, relax and like, go back tomorrow. Like, I'm sorry, like, I told you I don't want to work with him. Like, he's mean, like, he's like, go back, you don't have to change. Ugh. No, like, I'd rather be broke than someone driving me crazy. Like, I'm sorry. That really is harassment. Like, that's so crazy. And I was sad because they chose Boris over me. And you know what's hilarious, guys? Manager, Michael, he's not the manager there anymore. Guess who's the manager? Guess who told Michael who would be the manager? Guess who told Michael who was out for his job when she quit? This girl. Boris. Boris is the manager. Boris is the manager till this day. Boris is the manager who's there right now, this second. This is so political. He's there till this day. Guys, Michael, the manager, is the owner's son. The owner's son, and he got fired over Boris. Boris got him fired, guys. He's not there anymore. It's crazy, right? And we were friends. Like, we all had gone out, guys. Like, this is why I can do a whole nother video on just the things that this guy has done to me, because we had all gone out many of times. Like, I was dealing with this guy for a minute. It doesn't sound like it, but like a summer in New York City, you pack a lot in there. You need to spend a summer in New York City. And I still ordered like stuff from them, and I changed my name on like Grubhub. Those burritos are freaking fire. This is like a lot, and I almost didn't do this, but I don't know, I have signs and like feelings and like urges that I need to do this. I have a voice and I'm ready to be heard, baby. That's good. If you guys want a separate video, put it in the comments and let me know that you want a separate video explaining what Boris has done. I'm telling you, I can make a whole video about Boris and the stuff that he did to me and Ely and the misogynistic stuff. So please let me know in the comments if you would like a part 2 of my psycho coworker. And I know you're probably gonna see this, and I know that all of you guys are probably gonna see this, but you know what? It is what it is. I tell everybody this story and everyone always thinks it's crazy. Like, it is crazy.